Hello everyone. Okay, so let's begin today's video with the new topic that is the March to Dandi. Okay, so basically, this is very popular Dandi March. We all know about it, but still, we have to study more deeper in this paragraph. But before that, I want to take you to the last topic and recall you that what we studied about in the last video. We studied about the 1922, 1929 and Simon Commission and the Purna Swaraj. We came to around 1930, okay, and we came to this point that 26th January 1930 was declared as the Independence Day of India, okay, but it was not declared as the It was declared, but we didn't get on this day. Our Independence Day was not celebrated, okay. Now let's get to the 1930 time period. So what happened? We know 1930 was the civil disobedience movement was going on, and under this movement, Mahatma Gandhi saw that Purna Swaraj, that India wanted Purna Swaraj as well during that time. So Purna Swaraj cannot be taken, will not come to you, and you'll be free. It won't happen. Mahatma Gandhi said this, and he said to get freedom, we have to fight for it. We need to fight for it. And for that, Gandhiji declared the very famous Dandi March, which was from his Sabarmati ashram to the Dandi, the coastal village. Here you can see that this was the starting point of Dandi March from Sabarmati ashram, which was in Ahmedabad. Okay, this area was Ahmedabad. So from Bad's Sabarmati ashram, he went to the coastal village, that is the ending point. Here you can see sea is really very close to the Dandi. So from the seashore, they started making salt. Okay, this is Gujarat's map. Okay, so you can see there are various places, and from all of these places, what was how people were joining him from throughout his way. People were joining him, such as Aslali, Navagam, Matar, uh, Kanakpur, Kareli, and Mangrol, Bhaktam, Navsari, Matvat, then Dandi. Okay, and after Dandi, here is the Daman also that we currently know, and here the Maharashtra map starts. Okay, so this was the route followed by Mahatma Gandhi during Dandi March. Now, a very important thing comes. Now, what is this? That why Mahatma Gandhi began this? Why he chose Dandi March for this to fight? Why didn't he get the weapons and go to the British Parliament and fight it? No, but he didn't fought with British Parliament or British soldiers or police. Nobody. He went for the Dandi March. Why? Because in the civil disobedience movement, people has to. It was almost kind of non-cooperation movement, in which they were not taking British accessories, British clothes, nothing. Okay, so according to this law, actually there was a salt law in India. What was in this law? That only Britishers has the monopoly on the manufacture and the sale of salt. Now, why Britishers chose this salt? Because salt was a very important ingredient in our Indians' food. Okay, without salt, none of our meal is completed. Okay, if you see dal, sabji, fry, anything, everything has salt. Salt is a must component. You may can not put some masalas or avoid masalas, or you can put tax on masala, but they were not putting tax on the spices. They were putting tax on the salt, which was a very important ingredient. So, and they had the possession. What is monopoly? Monopoly means possession. So they had this right on manufacture and sale of salt. Only Britishers had this right, not Indians. So Mahatma Gandhi thought, he felt that it is so sinful, means it is very worse. What can be more than worse than this? That people have to pay tax for the to get salt. Okay, so as it is a very essential item of our food. So salt march related the general desire of freedom to a specific grievance shared by everybody. Grievance means complaint, and thus did not divide the rich and the poor, because poor also need salt, rich also need salt. Now, Gandhiji and his followers marched for over 440 miles. Now, 240 miles, the route I told you, that was 240 miles. Okay, that was 240 miles long from Sabarmati to the Dandi. And there, as they went there, they produced salt by boiling the sea water, and after getting natural salt, they completed their ambition. Here is an image of Mahatma Gandhi, who is breaking the salt law by picking up of natural salt Dandi on 6th April. If there is even the timing is also recorded, that is 8:30 a.m. was that time, and 6th of April 1930 Mahatma Gandhi broke the salt law. Okay, now when this salt march happened, what happened? A lot of Indian people felt. Now, what happened? That the government tried to crush this movement from all of its aspects. Why? Because after seeing Mahatma Gandhi, a lot of Indians were inspired from him that we will also not support Britishers. We will also break the laws, all of their laws, and won't fight with them. But yes, we will break their laws. So people of India were doing this, and as they were doing this, so Britishers had to suppress this revolt, suppress this movement by through their brutal actions, through their cruel actions against the peaceful satyagrahis. Satyagrahis are the Indians who are do not having any violence. Thousands were sent to jail. Mahatma Gandhi was also sent to jail during this time period, and a lot of Congress leaders were sent to jail. But after this all of these combined struggles of Indian people bore fruit. Means they got the result, they got a good result in which Government of India Act of 1935 came from the British Parliament, and under this parliament provincial autonomy was prescribed. Now what is provincial autonomy? Provincial autonomy, that in the provinces, if one is elected, if any Indian leader is a part of that province and is the leader of that province, then he can make his own laws in that province if they want to. Okay, so that means if they want to, they can have their own provincial autonomy. And the government announced elections. They also announced elections for the provincial legislatures. Now what happened? Now, provincial autonomy was given to the Indian leaders, and as provincial autonomy was given to the Indian leaders, the government also announced elections, because elections was one of the demands of INC. And as elections were declared, so elections held in provincial legislatures in 1937, the Congress formed governments in 7 out of 11 provinces. So now, Congress won 7 seats in the provinces. In September 1939, after 2 years of Congress rule in the provinces, the Second World War broke out. But before this, I also want to tell you that Government of India Act of 1935 was also, was also protested. For this also, people were denying, Indians were denying for this. INC leaders were not supporting this act too, because after provincial autonomy, after if there are provincial legislatures, Indians were provided the seats for the provincial legislatures, but not for the but there are posts which are higher from this, and those posts are will only be taken by Britishers. And Britishers, if they want any time, if they want to remove the provincial legislatures, they can do this. This authority was given to the Britishers upper post people. So that is why this act was also denied. This act was also discontented by INC leaders. But in September 1939, after 2 years of Congress rule in the provinces, Second World War came. 1939 to 1945 was the time period of World War, right? In this time period, Second World War came. Critical of Hitler, it was because of Hitler in Germany, Congress leaders were ready to support British war effort. But in return, they wanted that India be granted independence after this war. The Britishers refused to concede the demand. The Congress ministers resigned in protest. Now, what happened? Indians demanded that India will participate, will take efforts for the British, will fight for British Parliament, for Britain in the World War II, but only in that terms and conditions, that if the British Parliament will grant India independence, will give India independence from whole independence, means Purna Swaraj, after the war, after the Second World War. British refused this demand. They said, no, we cannot leave India. Congress ministers resigned in protest. Again, they came into the protest that we won't give soldiers, we won't give you army, we won't help you at all. We will not be participating in this world war. You have to take care, you have to think of that. Otherwise, we won't participate. So, till this, it is end. Now, what would be next? I'll tell you in the next video, which is gonna be very interesting and you will love it when you'll see. Okay? So I have told you till the time period of 1939. Okay, so we began from 1930 to 1939. So that is it. And but before this, I also wanted to tell you that this image and a caption related to this image is that Naidu with Mahatma Gandhi. This is the lady Sarojini Naidu, okay, and Mahatma Gandhi. So both of them were. It is an image of Dandi March, okay. So in the during the Dandi March, Sarojini Naidu was a very active leader. In 1920s, she also became the part of national movement. Naidu was a significant leader of Dandi March, okay, and she was the first Indian woman to become the president of INC, okay. So that was it. I hope you got it. If you have any kind of question, doubt related to this video, mention in the comment section. And also, if you like it, dislike it, dislike it. Bye bye.